Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So let me just get something out of the way off the top here. This movie has some pretty fundamental flaws, mainly having to do with its script. Certain characters, some more than others, definitely don't quite align or don't align at all with the characters they were in the last film. That doesn't really bother me because, the last film was okay, it was good, I saw it once, it was fine, and that's kind of what that was my experience with Jurassic World. So the fact that they changed some things up here and they took characters in directions that really don't make sense when you look at what the characters were in the last film, I was okay with that because I just, didn't care a whole lot about the last film. And a whole lot of what I'm about to say, guys, has to do with subjectivity. And of course, art, and film is art, is always subjective. But there are some objectively problematic things about this film for sure. A lot of the decisions the characters make are stupid. Nothing new to the Jurassic Park franchise at all. It just once again kind of repeats that same mistake here. And the tone and the story, batshit crazy. And you guys, I have to say, this is probably going to surprise a lot of you. It just might be my favorite Jurassic Park sequel. So hear me out, okay? I acknowledge the film has some fundamental problems, but for me, the risks they take in the film, and there are some serious risks here, really worked. And I thought they were so interesting and so different from previous Jurassic Park films that we've seen that I couldn't help but really love what director J.A. Bayona and the vision of the screenwriters were trying to go for, even though the overall vision isn't, I think, quite as cohesive or successful as maybe they wanted it to be. It is ballsy. Now, at face value, the film is not ballsy, okay? There are lots and lots of homages to the original Jurassic Park, if not straight, like copy and paste sequences. Now, that being said, it didn't really bother me a whole lot. I think it bothers some people more than others, and that's fine. Again, subjectivity. But aside from those kind of like direct callbacks to elements from the original Jurassic Park film and other Jurassic Park films, the film felt like a gothic horror movie, at least mostly in its second half, but with dinosaurs. I'm not kidding. A gothic horror film with dinosaurs. Now, that being said, that is either going to sound really, really appealing and cool to you, or that's going to sound like not your Jurassic Park movie. And this movie does deviate from the Jurassic Park formula of people on an island running from dinosaurs for most of the movie. Now, you could make an argument this is very similar, especially in the way it kind of ends to Jurassic Park: The Lost World, or The Lost World: Jurassic Park. But what director J.A. Bayona does with the script is he gives it, again, this gothic horror style. And I'm referring specifically to the second half of this movie because this really feels like two, if not three, very different films kind of smushed together. And again, I acknowledge that that's going to be detrimental to the experience of some moviegoers. If you want like a consistent tone throughout, you're not going to be satisfied with this movie. It starts out as a Jurassic Park movie and it ends as a gothic horror mansion movie. But I just loved the hell out of the direction this movie went. I loved the promise of where they're going to take the franchise going forward. I'm not going to give away any spoilers here, guys, but if you saw the film, you know what I'm talking about. I just love that they chose to focus especially on the horror elements of the franchise is really what I'm getting at. Now, those of you who've watched my channel for a while know that I am a huge horror movie fan. So this movie really kind of was geared right towards me, and that just might be my unique experience. But I love the fact that they managed to show the dinosaurs as both monsters and animals, like, bears and lions and other predators that really live, breathe, and exist in this world. They are dangerous. We would not want them running around in our neighborhoods. We would not want them in our schools. We would not want them as pets. They're not cute and cuddly. They are dangerous, bloodthirsty predators. But they are not bad guys. They are not villains. They are just animals. And the movie, in my opinion, does a really good job of conveying that because it has this very, animal rights, environmentalism kind of message. And I'm all for that. And I think some people might find that a little preachy, but it happens to be a concept I dearly care about. So it didn't really bother me that the film kind of got preachy about it. And I could see why some people would have a problem with the fact that they're displaying dinosaurs at one scene as a monster, the next scene, their majesty. But as is nature, guys. I mean, animals can be both monsters and majestic at the same time. It really can happen. I think the movie does a good job conveying that. That being said, even though the movie does focus heavily on the horror elements, mostly being filmed at night, having lots of scenes, dark, cloudy skies and rain and lots of suspense building. I mean, the dinosaur villain in this movie, quote unquote, the dinosaur antagonist, which every Jurassic Park film has one, is very much kind of like a serial killer, a teen scream slasher stalking, the halls of this mansion and, thunder and lightning and sneaking through doors and windows. It doesn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie again, but for me, it really, really worked because, I like that shit. But again, focusing on the horror, they also did manage, I think, to capture a lot of the majesty here and there. The movie does not forget about the majesty aspect. It just doesn't focus on it like the original Jurassic Park film did, and other Jurassic Park films tried to kind of copy. And kind of jumping off of that point, what I really liked about this film was it didn't feel like they were trying to make a Jurassic Park movie so much as they were just trying to make a good movie. Now, whether you like the movie or not, that's up to you. But Jurassic World, to me, while I enjoyed it, and I definitely admired what Colin Trevorrow was trying to do, it did feel like somebody was just trying to make a Jurassic Park movie. Just the whole movie was constantly, look, we're a Jurassic Park movie. Look, we're finally a decent Jurassic Park movie, especially after Jurassic Park 3. A lot of people just kind of gave up on the franchise. So it was nice to see it revitalized. And I think they did the right thing by playing it so close to the chest and really, really shoving it down the audience throat that they were bringing back the classic Jurassic Park with the majesty and the John Williams theme and all of that. This movie takes all of that and just kind of like crumples it up and throws it out the window and really, again, goes for that gothic horror element. But I totally get, don't get me wrong, guys, I totally get why some people are not enjoying this film because it is kind of all over the place tonally. The characters don't always make decisions that make sense, yada, yada, yada. But in my experience, there are several different types of moviegoers and movie fans and movie critics. Those who really get hung up and caught up on the script elements, the character development, the decisions the characters make, et cetera, et cetera. And in some films, I'm very critical of that. In some films, I am extremely forgiving if other elements kind of make up for it, like music and cinematography and art direction, et cetera. And for me, the movie really gets all the technical elements spot on. I think some of the CGI in this film is some of the best we've seen from the Jurassic Park franchise as well. I mean, some of the dinosaur shots really felt almost photorealistic for me. Not all of them, of course, but some of them really kind of wowed me. And, these days in the digital age, it's hard to be wowed by CGI. So kudos, to the movie for doing that. I could probably do like a 45-minute video just talking about this movie. I think there's so much to discuss, and it's a very divisive movie. Some people are really hating it. Some people are really loving it. Some people are just, meh. I do lean towards the loving it crowd, but I acknowledge its faults at the same time. So again, guys, subjectivity. You're either going to love it, hate it, or like it, like any other movie. Just go see it for yourself is all I can recommend. Right now, I believe it carries like a 50% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's definitely a movie you just have to make up your own mind about. Go check it out. If you don't want to give it money, get a free pass or whatever, but definitely see it for yourself and make up your own mind. You just might be surprised. So go ahead and comment below, guys, and tell me what you think. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, go ahead and click like below. And if you want to see more videos like this, just go ahead and click subscribe.